we have Garrett and Devan who are joining us today. We have two people today. Garrett and Devan are they're a couple, and they have built this digital advertising business together that has given them the lifestyle that they have wanted. And their journey has been nothing less but incredible. So we wanted everyone to be able to see their story and see what it takes, whether you're doing it solo or you're doing it with a partner, you can just kind of see what this impact can have on your life and how it can change your life. And so you guys are in for a real treat in this story, and what these two have been able to accomplish. It's just been simply amazing. So we'll go ahead and get started. Garrett, Devan, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you currently are, what you've been doing, traveling, living abroad, what it's been like. Just go ahead and just let us know.
All right. So currently we are in Arizona. We're both from the States, but I'm from Hawaii. So we actually met abroad in Vietnam, and we were both teaching English at a language center. So that's how we met.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we were both teaching and kind of got really tired of being in Vietnam, and also got really tired of teaching English. And I was working a couple jobs, and Devan had a job she hated as well, and just really over it. And then we saw adverts for James's course, and kind of just decided, if we don't do this, then what is the other options, just to keep teaching. And that just kind of felt like a dead end, and just continuing to, do something like that, which I didn't feel fulfilled by, so that I could stay abroad. But, it started to occur to me, like, I don't even really like the city I'm in anymore. And I don't like, it's not as exotic as I thought it would be, just teaching a room full of kids 5 days a week, and, just feeling really annoyed with that constantly. So the program really kind of helped steer us in a new direction, and we started, doing pretty well with it.
Yeah, I think that we both felt a bit stuck, and we lasted about 3 to 3.5 years teaching English in Vietnam. But I think after like a few months, we were like, we need to switch things up. But we did feel stuck. We're like, what else is there that we can do besides teaching that can allow us to stay abroad? So yeah, we didn't really know what to do at that point. And teaching is really exhausting. I was teaching kindergarten, and I was at an international school for a bit, and that's just really exhausting. And at the end of the day, you just have zero energy at all to do anything that you want to do. And Garrett actually had 2 full-time jobs, which was crazy.
Garrett, what was your schedule like?
So I was working at a daytime job Monday through Friday, where I would work around 7:30 a.m. till about 4:30 p.m. And then I would go to a language center from about 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And just trying to save up money so I could get out. But it's exhausting. I didn't enjoy it, didn't really care about it, and knew that, I was always thinking, if I were to go back to the States or go back home or go elsewhere, what would I do? Because it doesn't really transfer over well, teaching and playing with balls and flashcards with kids, it doesn't really make you that hireable when you get home. So it's always kind of in the back of my mind, like, I wish I could start getting involved in something different while I'm out here,
Yeah, like something that we can take back home with us. Yeah. And continue to keep making money from. So basically we only saw each other when we were sleeping at night, because his schedule was so intense. And even all day on the weekends, he worked, from like 7:40 in the morning, sometimes to like 9 p.m. at night. So we really rarely saw each other at all. So I think we needed to change that and find something where, we can have more time to with each other and do things that we want to do, and kind of be able to travel more. And
So you guys obviously, as a couple, you want to spend time with each other. You want, free time, and not just something you want, but something you need as a couple. And I know that from experience too, with my wife when we were traveling, and it's huge. It's 100% it's exactly something that you need. So you guys saw this. So you were doing this for 3.5 years, you said, and you saw very quickly after a few months that you needed a change. It's just kind of a matter of, when is it going to change? Yeah. What do you do to change? Where do you even go with this? And you guys were thinking long term. What happens if we go back home? What do we do when we go back home? Mm-hmm. How do we make this work? I mean, it's Yeah, it's definitely like a lot of questions I could see floating in your head and floating in a lot of people's heads. And that's these problems, these thoughts that are going in your head are a big deal, not something that you necessarily want to dismiss. And obviously you guys didn't do that. So what did you guys try to do, or did you try anything before joining the program to try and get you out of the situation that you were in?
We did. We tried selling products on Amazon, so like Amazon FBA, and we sold a few products on there and we learned a lot, but I think like me personally, I didn't make any profit from that. I was kind of breaking even. I think that I was actually losing money, and I'm not sure if you made any.
Same for me. It was interesting, but it didn't get us where we wanted to go, and I don't really know how transferable any of that really was, anyways. But that's kind of the first thing we tried, and we paid for a course, and we weren't that satisfied with that course that we were in because it gave you this kind of access to this Facebook group where you can go and ask questions and all of this. But every time I'd go into the Facebook group, it's just everybody in their own interest, asking a question for themselves. The mentor or the head guy of the group, he was just sitting back and making money, not really doing anything. So
Yeah,
we were like, I'm not going to get into another course and I'm not really enjoying this. We gave up with it, long story short.
Yeah, the guy kind of disappeared. So the guy who was teaching us how to do the Amazon FBA, he had a program, and yeah, he kind of disappeared. And so a lot of people were commenting in the group, like, where did he go? Like, why haven't we heard from him? So I think slowly it just started kind of fading away a bit, and people in that group that we were in kind of also started going their own ways and doing their own thing. So I think that, yeah, with that, we didn't get the support that we needed. So we were looking for something else.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too. Anytime you invest in something, you want the leader to be there, and leadership, in general, to be there to be able to guide you, because ultimately, like, you're looking to them for success, and it's up to them to really guide you. And so it stinks. In general, it stinks, and it's an unfortunate thing that happens in the online space when anytime you're learning something in this kind of capacity. And there are a lot of people who, I don't want to say they're scams or anything like that, but it's just, it causes skepticism to people, because people don't want to be disappointed. People want to pay for something and get results. Just like, you pay for anything, any kind of experience, you want to have a good experience. So I totally understand that. So you tried that. And so, and of course, at some point you found Lifestyle Marketeer. So what did you first think, when you heard about Lifestyle Marketeer program, or James, or something, that when you came across it?
Yeah, so because of our experience with the Amazon FBA program, we were very skeptical at first. So I think, yeah, everyone's a bit skeptical going into something new that they find online. But we've had basically the opposite experience, I think, that we had with the Amazon FBA group that we were in. And I think that's why we've been able to make this work.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, when you're skeptic, how did you overcome the skepticism?
I think we looked more into it, and
when we thought about purchasing the course, also we looked at the reviews, and we looked at the different names of people who were in the course who left a review, and I wrote to a couple of them, and one of them actually was another person who lived in Ho Chi Minh City where we were at, and she was like, had a mutual friend. So that really added a little bit for us, like a little bit more, trust, just kind of knowing somebody, there's actual people and not fake accounts or any of this kind of stuff that goes through your mind when you're like worrying if something's a scam. So we reached out to a couple people and everybody had good things to say. And then, we thought a little bit more about it. And then we had a call, like a call with one of the representatives or coaches to sign up, and they answered a lot of questions for us. We still wanted to think about it for, a couple of days, but then ultimately we ended up joining.
Awesome. Okay. So when exactly did you guys join? And then, like, can you take us back to that point? Like, from when you joined, you jumped in to the program. Obviously you're still teaching and all that. So you were juggling this with your schedule, both your schedules, and you're figuring out. So what happened when you jumped in, and then up to when you got your first client?
Yeah, so we jumped in around, I think it was the end of February of last year, so 2019, maybe early March. And I had my full-time job at the international school, and then Garrett had his 2 full-time jobs. So I was able to work on the program in the hours after I was finished with work and on the weekends a little bit as well. But Garrett, you really squeezed it in like into your schedule, like in your lunch breaks, right? And
Yeah. It wasn't that hard for me because the daytime job that I had my own classroom and I didn't teach all day. I just taught for a couple hours. So I had all these like open hours of the day that I could have my strategy sessions. So I